So last week, I was at the Wedding and Portrait Photographers International Conference. Now, this doesn't sound like all that big of a deal, except that I first heard about this conference 8 years ago. Yes, that's a lot of years. And at that point was when I decided I'm going to someday go to WPPI. Now, a lot of life has happened in the last 8 years. 5 years ago, I was ready to go full-time photography, and it didn't work, transitioning to a new country, all of the heartache of that. And every year since then, I've thought, oh, maybe I should go this year. And each year I've made the decision that it wasn't a wise use of my time. I was juggling vacation days with trying to see family, with all the other facts of life. And so finally went this year. It was a fun victory lap of being able to go, celebrating where I've come from 8 years ago, wanting to come to this conference, and where I am now, finally a full-time self-employed wedding photographer, but also looking into the future. Where do I want to go? And so to be around thousands of other wedding photographers, portrait photographers from around the world was absolutely a spectacular week. I came back and was so exhausted, just with the rush of ideas and the inspiration that I was around, and the people and the excitement and the learning. It's exhausting spending a whole week learning from your peers and from those who are several steps ahead of you. When I was there last week, I kind of felt like I was floating in a dream. I'm very thankful that I spent all week writing notes. I started this notebook and just wrote all the things that I was learning and dreaming and doing and seeing and believing. And now that I'm back in reality, it's time to think and to do. To go from the theoretical of here's what I want to do, here's where I want to go, to the very practical reality of a whole list of things that I just have to make it through one step at a time. So I'm really glad I went. It was so inspiring to see people who are several steps ahead of me, who have achieved their goals in ways that I can't even dream of her achieving. Of course, I also never thought that I would finally and officially be self-employed as a wedding photographer. But it was also educational to sit and hear people articulate things that I would never be able to articulate quite as well, or to be able to touch camera gear, holding it and making the decision of whether I want to actually purchase it. It was an exceptional week. But I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be refreshed and excited and inspired, but to be able to be back and not just living in this dream world of, oh, this is our people, these are the people that I understand and that I can be around, but to be back refreshed and ready from that mountaintop experience to now hit the ground running, dive in and work a little harder, and start working on the to-do lists. I walk away with 3 very specific goals of things that I want to do, and articulating that goal is a little bit intimidating because it's gonna mean that I'm accountable now. So my biggest goal and the most exciting is that within a year, I want to not only still be a full-time photographer, but I want to have an actual physical location that would be a studio for myself, a place to meet my clients, and also an opportunity for the community of photographers here to be able to work alongside me and pursue their own passions. So a physical location, mind-blowing, right? But one step at a time, I'm gonna do it. Secondly, and this is gonna be a little bit easier, but I wanna do video. I have started the process of exploring the world of video marketing and video creation through these conversations with my camera in my office, but I want to use video as a tool, maybe even shooting some video as the behind the scenes of what I'm doing, as a way to engage with my clients and to create a marketing piece that is more engaging. So I should actually even have my first video piece complete and ready for the public to see within a week. But then the third thing is a little bit more generic, but comes back to these pages and pages of notes that I have. And that is that I want to tweak my business for success. And this is the least of the SMART goals because it's not very precise. But these tweaks that I have in mind are little things that I've taken from the experts that I surrounded myself with and are going to be pieces that will push me and propel me to success. So we'll see how this goes, one step at a time toward accomplishing these 3 goals as I come back inspired from WPPI.